What up, y'all? I'm coming back to y'all with another weekly Sunday analysis. Basically gonna go over my perspective, what I would be pretty much anticipating this coming up week to do, is possibilities, what setups I may be looking to catch. And yeah, just basically go over what happened last week or Thursday, Friday, and then go over, what I'd be looking for, potential setups I'd be looking for going into this week. If this is your first or second or third time watching one of my videos, I greatly appreciate it. I try to keep things simple as far as my approach is concerned. But I hope that you can find value in this channel. But the only way for you to be able to receive the value is if you hit that subscribe and notification button so that you could get notified. That is not an alcoholic beverage. Alright. So, starting on the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we are clearly in a downtrend. Okay? Clearly in a downtrend. Price is going down. So what that tells me is overall, I am looking for more probable short positions. I'll be looking to sell. Okay? So on a higher 4-hour time frame, we can see we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So I will be anticipating a lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So that's what I'll be anticipating based off the higher time frame. All right. So here on the 4-hour time frame, we see we are in a downtrend. We also see we had a 4-hour fair value gap right here, which retraced, broke it, traded back up into it, consolidated at this equilibrium, traded above it, broke it, traded back into the equilibrium, consolidated, price liquidated this high, trading into this 4-hour order block or supply zone, displacing lower, also leaving fair value gaps right here on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so I will be anticipating price to come fill this gap right here before displacing lower. Okay, so that's on the 4-hour time frame. Also on the 4-hour time frame is this demand level right here. This yellow line signifies the beginning of a gap, or the low before the gap. Okay, so you see at this yellow line and this gap that's right here, and then the gap below it, and then there's the sell to buy, which is the demand zone. That price came into right here. So again, I will be anticipating price reacting off of this zone to start trading higher to fill this 4-hour fair value gap. I'm gonna drop to a 1-hour time frame now, because again, remember that the 1-hour time frame is where most of my confluences are held, on the 1-hour time frame. And on the 1-hour time frame, I'm going to use my indicator which separates every day at midnight to mark up my previous day's high and my previous day's lows. Okay? Now, this high right here is Wednesday's high. The previous day's high for Thursday or Friday. Hold up, let me move this. The previous day high for Friday, which also is significant, but I haven't necessarily marked it up. But this will be the most recent previous day's high. This ultimately is a high that I'm not anticipating it breaking, but I could still notate it as one of the previous day's high so that I can know that, okay, price broke this high, then I could be potentially on a higher time frame, price could be reversing and it could not be bearish. Okay? But this is Friday's high. This is the most recent previous day's high. We also have Friday's low right here. Friday's previous day low right here. I'll just do this. Friday's previous day low is right here. So there's liquidity under these lows and above these highs, okay? And remember what I said before, price displaces higher, it will take out liquidity of some sort to the downside, and vice versa. If price is going lower, it will take out liquidity of some sort from the upside before it displaces lower, okay? So these are the significant highs and lows in which I'm be paying attention to. And then I'll erase this indicator and I'll put on my sessions indicator, which will bring up Asian session and London session range so that I can see the liquidity above or below those ranges. So what I do see here is this Asian session range. There's liquidity above this Asian session range. What also is in this area? This right here is a gap. Remember that 4 hour gap I'm anticipating price to come into to fill is aligning with this Asian session range. High liquidity, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to mark this up right now. Actually, I'm not. What I am going to do is because I see this confluence as well. This high right here is London session. This green box, this high right here is London session high from Thursday of last week. And there's liquidity above this high. So with this high and this previous day's high, that will be essentially called a relative equal highs, okay? Or some people will probably call this a double top. If I was to extend this line over here, right? Hold up. If I extend this line over here and turn this to a liquidity, because I see high probable liquidity right there. Previous day's high, London session high. There's liquidity above that level, and I will be anticipating price to take out this liquidity at some point. Okay? So, also, if y'all remember yesterday's previous day low that I marked up, it also is aligned right here with London sessions low. So this is also previous day's low. So price could take out this low liquidity, then go higher. Price, could just continue to keep melting, or price could come relatively close to this liquidity and displace higher, take out this liquidity, and then continue lower. That's what this is about. That's what the analysis is about, so that come tomorrow we can prepare and adapt so that we can react to which direction the market is telling us it wants to go. Okay? So, I'm either looking for one of two things, or yeah. Well, I'm looking for two things, but I'm looking for right now for the short term. I'm either looking for a liquidity grab of some sort, and then a displace higher to take out this liquidity. Okay. Or for overall bias of being short in the market, I will be going for the short I'll be going for the short of this area up here. Right here where this Asia session high liquidity is, I will be looking to short the market in that area, anticipating price not necessarily breaking this high to continue short as an overall trend direction, and then price will be coming to break some lows down here. Okay, so on the short term, I will probably be looking for buys to come up to this level, and then later in the week, potentially be looking for shorts to come and break these lows down here. Okay, so that's pretty much my bias for the week. Rewatch this video get a better understanding of why I have certain levels marked up. And then we'll be in the markets tomorrow, 5 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time, ready to catch these setups if the markets presents any. If not, we just be sitting on our hands and waiting for our setup later in the week. Alright, so Ronnie with Family Tithes N Trades. Get educated or get left behind. Appreciate you for coming. Until the next time, we out.